I know we've got plenty of lights, but it looks super dark.
Actually, we have terrible lighting for videos and for vlogs.
Because most of it's recessed lighting, like shines right down on us.
So, I guess we're on. Are we on?
We are on.
Are we on? Are we sure?
If you want to start saying hey to everyone.
All right. I was trying to do it on my phone because I can't keep up with everybody. Hey, McLeod, how are you? Grammy Karen, what's up? Hey, Jennifer. Big Dave, Miss Diana, how are y'all doing? Tootie, you doing good? Rip, what's up from South Mississippi? Supper at 7. How are you doing? Miss Cheryl, good evening.
Miss Vera, I'm going to have your ducks ready in 24 days, I believe.
Hey, Beth.
So be getting ready for that.
Hey, Miss Phyllis.
And Beth's chicks.
Hey,
Beth,
Bobby.
what's up, sister?
Hey, Homestead and Pastor, what's up? How are you, man?
Your chicks will be ready.
Hey, Miss Linda.
In a few weeks.
Something was biting me. I just moved
Probably
the cow.
Mosquitoes.
Gosh.
They've already come out full force.
Full force.
The girls wake up in the mornings. They're like, "Mom, they've been biting me at night." And I'm like, "Well, I can't catch them at night."
Big Dave said, "Give them a turkey call lesson." Oh, hey,
they're so funny. They're so vocal. You can go out and almost do anything to them, and they'll
rambling with the Brums.
They'll talk to you. Our turkeys are very vocal.
Hey, I'm sorry we missed it last week. It was crazy. Last week was the week we missed it, wasn't it?
It was. I'm trying to remember why.
I can't remember.
What the specific. I know it was like.
It's crazy. It's nuts. We're always crazy and nuts, but there was a reason we missed it last week. I can't remember what it was.
I went late with school that day. I know because we were working. So thank you,
Bobby. Thanks
much.
so much. You sure don't have to do that. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Y'all are what's amazing, not us.
Y'all are.
Thank you very much.
And we always say if you ever have any specific questions for us, please let us know.
Definitely. It does mean a lot to us, though.
So I know we were running late with school last week because we were trying to
Hey, Miss Debbie.
finish up school. We did get done. We were running a little late.
Hey, Bryce, how are you, man?
That I don't remember specifically what was going on though. Tim, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tim, so very much. You rock. If y'all are not familiar with Tim at Rich Life,
y'all
go check him out. He is phenomenal.
The cabin looks amazing too.
Yeah, it does look good.
Update.
Every time he shows, I always get a little heartbroken.
Jealous, I know. Have to admit, I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, we had all the kids. See, they know us better than we know ourselves. Thank you, Terry.
Oh yes, that's right.
We did have all the kids.
We did post a.
It was pandemonium.
We did. So that would not have been the day. That would not have been the day that we did school late, but we did spend several afternoons doing school late because we are finally done.
Mr. Robert Lee.
Ellie Bill has one more spelling test, and then we're going to be done. And I'm so thankful.
Man, they're way smarter than we are.
Yes, they are. I feel like my brain is now officially fried that I've homeschooled 4 of our 6 children for a whole year.
Hey, when she gets done with school, she does a cleaning and kind of gets everything back. But like she just like this, the next day she's always just smiling. She's so excited to be done.
No, I really enjoy teaching them, but it is a lot of hours that go into the schoolroom. So when I get done, I just feel like I can go.
Hey, Miss Sue.
I can breathe. I can breathe now. So we are done, and we're excited. Ellie does have one more spelling test. We got a little bit behind in our spelling words.
What's up, Homestead? How are you?
So if they didn't just totally get it, I would make them spend a little bit longer on their spelling words to make sure we got it. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Y'all are blowing us away tonight. Thank you so very much. Y'all mean the world to us for sure. So thank y'all. And again, if y'all have anything y'all like to ask us, like Misty said, please shoot it our way. We'll try to do our best to answer.
Absolutely.
But Palace Projects, man, that's a tongue twister for us Southern folks. Thank you for coming on. Good evening.
Yeah. So last week we had a cousin day for the kids.
Hey, Carrie and Mindy.
One of Colby's older sisters, they have 4 kids.
Hey, Dawn.
And they come over and they ran around outside, and then they talked me into jumping in the pool, and they jumped in the pool. You know, down here in the South, you almost have to have a pool. At least somebody on the corner in your block of the neighborhood has a pool because it is so hot. So they talked me into letting them swim. So they had been in and out of the pool that day. running around outside. Nuts. Then we had to cook supper, and everybody ate, and so it was like 5 minutes until, and Colby's sister shows up, and we were like, we just can't squeeze it all in tonight. So
actually, we had a local.
It. We really did, but we had a good time with the kids too.
One of the local people that normally watches us, I didn't even know they watched us. They were like, "Why are y'all?" They messaged me and said, "Why are y'all not on right now?" So it does make me feel good when people say that. So I'm gonna let y'all keep winter. I'm telling you, I've never been so excited to have warm weather, just because again we've been through so much lately. So
let's ask him that in July.
I know, really. Bryce Aiden is doing phenomenal at a 4-H. He actually just finished. They finished up one district. That was on his birthday, so he was not able to attend that one. That was the day we were speaking.
Yeah, we actually had a speaking engagement. We had committed to
Thank you, Mr. Robert Lee.
Prior. So he went to practice. He was able to practice with them. He just could not go to the competition because we had already committed to a local nursery. We had agreed to go to a speaking there on that day, so he was not able to go to that. But they were talking about doing another competition. Yeah, so I'm not sure if they're going to kick that in full swing gear or not. So I don't know. We'll see. That'll kind of be up to the coaches. But he was so excited about y'all's gifts today.
Yeah,
so thank you so much for that. He was grinning from ear to ear.
Yep. So again, thank you so much, Mr. Price, very much.
Man, this stuff is cool.
Hey, Miss Rebecca.
So he was super excited. He had no idea. He was very excited about that.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy around here. I was just telling Misty, I went outside to move the cow just a second ago. That's why we were a little late going on, but it's still a little chilly here. That is just blowing my mind.
Yeah, usually we're used to walking out and immediately start dripping sweat because it's so hot.
Hey, Drops. Hey, Larry.
Bryce and his brother are getting ready to go to a national competition. Speaking of shooting sports, I'm not sure if that's what that level up there is called, but we still call it shooting sports here. So, yes, he did enjoy your video very much. So he sure did.
Well, I'm sorry if we butchered it, Padilla. we destroy our names usually. Let's see. I think I missed one comment I was going to say. Say something too. Oh, lights around the chicken coop. So we keep a light in our chicken coop, and we keep it heavily guarded, either with fencing or either our electric fencing or in fully closed up chicken coops. So at night they go into their roost or either they're contained. So we don't have a lot of problems with animals, but we also have a big guard dog that is watching over them pretty much all the time. Are you whispering? Do you have a secret? One of our kids are over here.
Sayla fell on the concrete today and skinned her knee, and she's telling me that her knee is hurting. So I told her I put her a Band-Aid on in a little while. Band-Aids always make it feel better.
So, Little Feet, you said you're going to get a Jersey Bull tomorrow. Register good stuff. Hey, hopefully it works out. We believe in animal husbandry. Actually, we have a great video coming out on that tomorrow. So stay tuned if you're interested in cows. It's a good video tomorrow.
Yes.
Hey, Miss Ellen.
And Ellie. And
hey,
Bryce
Miss Janet.
also has a Instagram page and a YouTube page on their United States Practical Shooting Association. So y'all go check them out too. They've got some pretty cool. If you're into shooting sports, y'all be sure to go check them out. And I think you'll enjoy that. Aiden has really enjoyed watching several videos.
Terry said they woke up to 39 this morning. Oh my gosh. It wasn't that cold here. Mm-hmm. But for here, waking up to 60 or 50s to 60 here in May is crazy. Usually we have air blowing and it's like 80 when we get
I actually turned both sets of air off today.
I know, I noticed that. That was pretty
crazy. I woke up kind of cool.
Hey, Pathways.
The air on. So, yeah. But we're kind of excited. Our homeschooling group is going to be doing a little camping getaway. And that to me like rings summer, being outside at night around a campfire with some friends and stuff, with it being warm outside and the kids are running around playing and crickets chirping and fireflies flying. That just rings in summer to me.
So we had a crazy storm too, Big Dave. We actually lost power last night. It was like pandemonium around here because they told us at first we were not going to get power for about a day. Or an extra day, so 2 days.
Hey, be sure to tell them the only things we had on the generator.
Oh yeah, I know. So typical farming homesteaders. So we get home, we have no power. We knew we didn't have power. We are disgusting. The pigs got out last night. I don't think we did any footage of that, but it was nuts. Had no light, so we're using a ranger to get them back in.
It's because some of the net was down from the pig forest where they were at.
So the storm came through and knocked our power out again. The pigs were out, so we got the pigs all back in. Everything was good there, but we were disgusting. So we have no water, no power. So I said, we got to come back in. So I come back in, and Missy's like sponging the kids off, and we have the generator running. I said, what's on the generator? And so we have what is it?
Well, I have my baby ducks and my baby turkeys in the garage. And I was
Sonny's
like,
place.
we cannot let them get too cold, so you have to crank up the generator for
Sonny's.
them.
Glad you're back.
We hooked them up, and last time I did have my incubators going and was not expecting any of those to hatch out because sorry. Because they had.
Can't believe you yawning like that.
Well, I stay up through the night with the baby.
Don't even go there.
No, you did rock her for a little while last night. Okay, so anyway.
Hey, Kirian.
I was not even expecting those turkeys and ducks to hatch. So I wasn't as concerned about the incubators, but I was like, you have to get the heat lamp on for me for my turkeys and ducks that are already hatched out, because if they get too cold, they'll die. And so we turned it on and got that plugged in, and I was like, all right, if they're saying it's probably not going to come on until tomorrow, you need to just go ahead and get my incubators plugged up and get them back on, because if I lose, I have a ton of turkeys about to hatch. And then, speaking of, I want to tell them about my new incubator in just a minute.
Hey, NK1 honeybees.
Love my new incubator.
Hey, we're going to do a video on that, so don't give too much away.
Okay. Well, anyway, I had somebody suggest it. I have smaller ones, and I just wasn't extremely happy with them. The hatch rate is great, but I have so many that I want to hatch out at one time.
Fancy farmer. Hey, Miss Amy. I'm sorry. I have
so many that I want to hatch out at one time that I needed a smaller one. I mean, I needed a bigger one. I know, but I'm only single task oriented.
Well, then I'm not going to say anything to any of y'all until Misty gets her thoughts.
I'm almost done. So I got a bigger one, and it's full of ducks.
I'm listening.
It's full of ducks. So I was like, I'm going to lose a lot of turkeys and a lot of ducks if we don't get them all plugged up. So I plugged them all up. But I really do like my incubator, and there's just lots and lots of positives about it. So I'm super excited to show y'all my new incubator. And I have some people that's already signed up to get some ducks from me when I hatch them out, and some chicks from me when I hatch them out. So it's even paying for itself. Oh.
So the point of the generator was to keep the heat lamps on and the incubators on.
Yes.
That was the easy answer.
I was more concerned about.
Wasn't worried about our sponge baths after fighting with pigs.
Okay. Don't even go there, because I did unplug the heat lamp long enough. We have this little, what would you even call it?
Hey, Miss Stacy. Hey,
it's
Logan.
Like a double burner little plug up.
Bunsen burner kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So I plugged it up and got a pan of water and warmed up 2 big pots of water so that I could make sure that the kids and all got their baths. And I was covered in mud too.
We were actually not that dirty. We were actually pretty good until the pigs got out.
You were.
Well, yeah, we were pretty good.
I went out and done all of the chicken chores, and we moved the crazy Freedom Rangers. So y'all heard us talking about moving the hens into the chicken coop, into the chicken tractor. And it was nasty. They had not been on grass for like 2 weeks. And I said, we cannot keep doing this to them. They're going to end up getting respiratory issues, and they're going to die. So I went ahead and pulled all them out, clipped their wings, put them in the barn where the 5 pigs were before we moved them to the pig forest. So I have been catching chickens and clipping wings, and
it was okay last night.
But anyway.
We do have enough generators to run our freezers, and we do have a whole house generator option coming. So we'll be discussing that. We're going to be looking at some solar steel. But this is we've got a cool video coming out on that. That generator is going to be another option for people who are not wanting to spend, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. So we'll talk about that we're going to interview a guy that's going to be doing a lot of that.
So our power was only actually out from 4 to about 9:30 last night.
So it wasn't that bad.
It was not that. No, it was not that bad at all.
Compared to last time. Last time was like what?
It was almost 20 hours.
Yeah, it was full 20 hours.
It was almost 20 hours.
So we did use the freezers. I mean,
we did. But we would have hooked up the freezers and the refrigerators the next morning had our power still been out. But because they stay cold for so long, we didn't feel like it was a need. However, my turkeys and ducks were definitely, I had to keep them warm.
Yeah, she was like, I got home. I said, hey, the power's out. She said, well, you need to get the generator going for the heat lamp for the ducks and turkeys. I was like, okay, don't worry about me, that I made it home safe. Let's worry about the ducks and
turkeys. Y'all see that? You're a grown man. I think you can handle.
Oh,
so
goodness.
Anyway, yeah. But they are so delicate at that age, and if y'all are not familiar with hatching out chicks, biddies, babies, then you will. If you are, great. If you don't, they're very
welcome from Miami.
Fragile. The temperature is fragile. Is not the word I'm looking for. They're very sensitive to
delicate. I would say
to temperature fluctuations. So if they are not
especially turkeys, they want to find a way to die.
Yes, and see, right when I hatched my first batch of ducks, I had 6 eggs in my little incubator. I had 6 in there because turkey and duck eggs are big. So I had 6 duck eggs in, and they're big again.
She is Miss Ellen.
I had 6, 4 hatched. 2, one was no good and one quit somewhere along the line. 4 hatched, and then they were doing great, doing their little thing, and we woke up one morning and Kobe was like, the heat lamp's off. I was like, what? He's like, and you have a dead duck. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's how sensitive they are.
That's how sensitive they are. Like, they were fine when we went to bed, and then he got up at 4, and at some point in time, the heat lamp, the bulb went out in through the night, and I lost a duck. So that's how sensitive they are. That's why I said get that lamp on.
How many ducks and turkeys do we have right now?
I have 9 ducks and 3 turkeys.
3 turkeys.
And then I have 12 more turkeys due to hatch and
20 something.
And then in my big incubator, I have 3. Let's see, I have 22 eggs in there, and 3 are turkey, and the rest are ducks. Some of those ducks are already sold. They've already been spoken for.
Yeah, so we had Billy and Michelle from Permapastures come by. It was great. We had a fun time last week with them. They were going down south and doing some things. Of course, they had a Deep South interview as well. So they've probably got another video coming out because they toured the farm and they did the interview and then they did a tour too. So they probably will have another video go out. Check out their channel. Great people. Had a great time with them. So check them. So.
Grammy Karen, did you get layers or did you get meat birds? Layers?
Hey, Miss Josie. Guys, you better start ordering your chicken because this is a major chicken shortage coming. I know if y'all seen a lot of that, so that's going to hurt the chicken market. So make sure you are incubating your chickens and also buying meat birds if you don't have them.
It's a good investment. I think the thing that I was the most upset about this year is that we bought the Freedom Rangers to grow them up.
True, Grammy Karen.
To hatch to get them delayed, hatch their eggs, so that we could continue that cycle going of raising meat birds, getting their eggs, hatching them out, butchering them off, getting more eggs, hatching them out, butchering them off, so that we could keep that cycle going without having to depend on buying Cornish cross all the time.
Sonny, you are correct. I mentioned that months ago. Feed, because again, not to get into too much, but your soybean, your commodity market is so down right now, and the United States is having to import some commodities such as corn, soybean, and wheat. Well, that makes up most feed for animals. So you're going to see feed skyrocket, especially in the summer and going into winter months. So be looking for that. Try to build some sustainable gardens for your animals. Very important. Let's see. I just had to make that point. I always try to make a point on that aspect.
Rip was talking about emergency backup power station for hurricane season. Hurricane season is a big thing here. And I saw someone talk about
Rip is even something more southern than us.
Flowwood. I saw the Flowwood comment come across about your greenhouse getting destroyed. North of us got some pretty bad weather.
That's where Miss Josie's at.
Yeah, I think that got some pretty bad weather up there, but I am excited you're getting a hoop house out of it, Bill.
Absolutely. You know, we thought about doing some more caterpillar tunnels and hoop houses, but here I think they would just get destroyed.
The storms, the winds,
we have bad storms here.
You're right, they would totally get destroyed.
We have for our generators, we have about 20 kilowatt worth of generators, so it allows us to be able to have.
Jen, how are you doing?
Yeah, by the way, how are you doing, Jen? But we have about 20 kilowatts to run our house, so we have plenty of ampage. That's a propane/gas, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in the video coming up. But our goal now is to then maneuver into solar too, to have that redundancy that we've always talked about. So having redundancy with everything, even energy, is very important. Because like last night, because we were not prepared for this storm to come through, we were prepared for a storm, but it really wasn't that bad here. I mean, wind. I mean, you know, random thunderstorm, but it was not terrible.
Lightning struck the power pole as we were driving out of the driveway.
It knocked much out.
It did. It was so crazy. It looked like fireworks were coming out of the box.
It was nuts.
The kids were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Good. I'm glad she says so grateful and staying busy. I'm good. Perfect. A caterpillar tunnel is a smaller style hoop house or greenhouse, Big Dave, that tends to be a little bit lower, high point, about 6 foot. They come in a Gothic style, which has a little bit more of a point. A lot of times people buy them for Farmer's Friend. So that's what a caterpillar tunnel is. A lot of people make them themselves out of PVC or round pipe.
Did you see if Grammy Karen said she was getting laid hens or me?
She was getting layers, but they could be meat. I pay attention, Grammy Karen.
Well, I was talking when I saw you say something about it, but I was talking.
All right, so what are we growing for our feed for our animals? Great question, Carrie and Mindy. So we are growing 2 gardens that is specifically for our animals. So we are growing a corn garden and also a soybean garden for our animals. Here's the benefit of growing those gardens for our animals. If they don't grow soybean or corn, it doesn't matter. They're growing plenty of grasses and food and feed because they can eat the greens. So, of course, the soybeans are doing great. Corn is coming up good, too. But remember, corn is a byproduct of the grass. Our animals will tear up some husk and some greens off the corn. So it's going to be really good for us. So that's what we are doing for our animals. Now, is that going to cover all our animals? Really, our pigs and chickens is what we're worried about. Because remember, cattle and sheep do not need anything other than the grasses they're eating. But we are growing really more for the birds and the pigs.
That's not a bad idea, Sonny's Place. It's really not. We are firm believers on our homestead that
sustainable.
Yes. Well, just in that reproductive lifestyle of continuing the cycle. You know, if we buy pigs and raise them up and butcher them off, then we are left with having to turn around and buy more pigs again. So
no, we don't, but
so our goal was buy the pigs, have a breeder pair, let that breeder pair continue to provide our meat. What we choose to keep and what we don't want to keep, we sell and make money off of it. And then we continue that cycle again. We have meat in the freezer. We let our breeder pair repeat the process, and we do that with everything.
Rip, that's a great thing. Pumpkins, we grow pumpkins, and we'll start our pumpkins probably in June or July. We grow pumpkins to enjoy. Yeah, Independence Day is the last time you need to plant your pumpkins, and even he's close to our area too, and even fall corn. But pumpkins are very good for all animals, and the greens are very good. The greens are edible too. They're like sweet potatoes, so they're an all-purpose plant for everybody. So that's a great thing to plant. Squash too. Squash holds up long, and also a squash and pumpkin will keep a chicken busy. You can throw it in there, and they will peck it to pieces and eat what they want, and not eat what they don't want.
We do not need any more lightning. That is the truth. because it did take out half of our meat birds. And most of y'all have seen that video, was able to see that video. But that was the craziest thing, pulling out yesterday. I knew it was bad weather, but I don't really have the option the way our schedules are set up.
Hey, Journey of Love and Life.
I needed 4 of the kids are in piano lessons, and I had 2 that were scheduled for piano lessons, and we were pulling out of the driveway. The box just, we saw the whole thing. I wish y'all could have seen the sparks and stuff. Like, it looked like a firework was in that box. It was so crazy.
Thank you, Miss Rebecca. Our goal,
Ellie wants to show y'all that I cut her hair today.
Yeah, she had to show you that.
Okay. Everybody loves going to love your haircut.
I honestly believe if you don't realize how important being financially responsible is on your farm is not sustainable and it will not make it. So our goal is always to budget right on our farm and to have a purpose for our animals. And Misty knows this. Turkeys and ducks are teetering on the fact of not being important. But like see, did you hear? She already started. But here's where it becomes important, because during this season they become breeding stock and they become an egg producer, and those eggs sell for really good money, and not to eat, but to incubate. So I know Stacy's on here. Stacy has got a turkey off of us based on the eggs that she's gotten. So that's what's cool about it, is understanding some things may not make money this way, but it may make money this way. Like our pigs, we're running 15 pigs right now. 15 pigs! That's a lot of pork. But those purposes are different. Some set of pigs are for cleaning, clearing, and selling the piglets. Others are for cleaning, clearing, because you notice they're workers, and making bacon. So they have different purposes.
Yeah.
Pat Creek, what's up?
Yes,
hey, Delightful Cottage.
Duck eggs are awesome.
Hey, North Star.
We love to bake with our duck eggs, but I also have been selling my duck eggs for $3 an egg.
Padilla 8, Zone 8B.
Fertilized duck eggs I've been selling for $3 an egg, and my turkey eggs I have sold for $5 a fertilized egg. And yes, we do have a viewer on here. She does not live very far from us, and she did come get some turkey eggs.
Miss Rebecca.
And one of her turkeys hatched today, and that's just super, super cool. So yeah, there's ways, and I'm hatching 2 for people. So I'm in the process of building up my flock. So the reason why I was selling some of those eggs was because my incubators were full. They were fully stocked, and I was continuing to get eggs. I had no reason to eat those because our chickens, praise the Lord, have picked up and are producing more than we can keep up with for them. So I had no reason to try to eat our turkey or our ducks. So I put them out on a local page that we have that just said, hey, I have these up for discussion. They're available. People private messaged me and got those. And that was just an extra way to where we did not have to waste those eggs, and it supplied a little bit of extra to help cover things like food costs and stuff like that. So it's just a way to utilize what you have.
Stiver said they played Bean Boozled today. So hey, you better film that. You need to show me some videos.
Wyatt wants me to tell you we had a good time. Almost tossed our cookies. Look, still to this day,
I could smell certain smells.
And he's like, oh, it reminds me of those jelly beans.
I know, it's terrible.
And then he wanted me to play. Like
hey, Billy.
He was like, you've got to play. Angela. Y'all got to play. You've got to play. Y'all are being a party poopers and all this kind of stuff. Then he got like sick. And I was like, do you understand me eating all that stuff? Like, because I'm Livy's only food supply. So, and I don't have probably as tough of a stomach as he does. So if I would have eaten
How about you, Hank?
If I would have eaten all that junk and been sick trying to feed Livy, then that would have just been a total disaster. So I was like, you're going to have to take this one on your own.
No more Bean Boozled for me. All right, gag reflex. You know, I actually was pretty good until like 2 or 3 flavors. It was just too much. I couldn't do it.
I think you didn't like the
rotten egg. Oh my gosh.
Eggs, and there was one more that
like
you really
booger or something like that. It's terrible.
There was one more that you really didn't like.
Next major question: what do they add to jelly beans to get that authentic flavor? I can't even think about it. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I told Misty, I said I will never do that again.
the kids are really the ones
Debbie.
that were asking for that. Right? Yeah, rotten fish.
Yeah, that was pretty bad one.
Stink bug. Yeah, it was a few of those to where I thought Colby was going to lose it a few times.
Too much.
Ugh, no thank you. There was one, I come up with my own. I need to patent this. I thought this would have been a perfect one. We were playing and the kids were telling somebody about the different flavors.
Hey? It's terrible.
And I said they need to come up with a brown one, and one needs to be poopy diaper, and the other one needs to be chocolate. Is that not hilarious?
What did we do with the extra jelly beans? You know, we set them up on the counter because I said I was going to take them to work and just put them because I work with a bunch of men, and men they'll just grab handfuls of stuff and just throw them in the mouth. And I was going to film it, but I forgot, and then the kids kept getting them out, and I smelled them. I was like, I can't do it anymore.
So we threw them in the garbage.
Drops, we believe in black seed sunflowers. Misty has sunflowers planted all over just every little bed, so we've got them everywhere.
I have sunflowers planted all throughout the farm in different beds. And I got some in the mail today. Some more sunflower seeds. I'm super excited about that. I love sunflowers.
Stiver said they fed some to the dogs.
They refused.
You
know when the dogs refuse, that's just like
hey, Joni, how are you?
That's a warning sign. Don't eat that stuff.
Diaper and chocolate.
Poopy diaper and chocolate. Is that not the best?
Kelly.
I mean, it goes with all the other ones.
I can't talk about this anymore. I'm done. I'm spent. Oh, goodness.
The strawberries are doing great. Every other day I go out and pick a bowl full, and I can hardly get them washed before the kids are like.
I come in looking for them because if you ever ate fresh strawberries, they're delicate, they're sweet, they fall. Yeah, they just they're melting in your mouth.
But I can hardly get them washed, and the kids are like, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Like, not devour. They do that, but I'm trying to think of the animal that I'm trying to. It won't come to me. They like attack me.
Yeah, North Star or Grammy Karen, y'all are welcome to share Jack and Tangy's GoFundMe page.
Yes, absolutely.
We're huge fans of Jack and Tangy. They're good friends of ours. I've been on the phone with Jack several times since the accident happened to their house. So y'all, please, if y'all feel led, of course, pray for them, but share.
I only got to look at the pictures. I know you've talked to Jack a few times. What is it? A sinkhole that caused it?
They don't know. It looks like the support on one of their walls just wasn't there for their basement. So it's caused a lot of issues, and y'all just keep praying for them for sure.
Can you use red elderberry for syrup? I wouldn't know why you couldn't, but I've always used the deep purple.
The thing, remember with elderberry,
names,
so we use a Sambucus or a Nigiri elderberry. I'm not saying red elderberry. There's a white, there's a blue. Just anytime you're using it for syrup, make sure you're straining it. And also, what are you adding back into it? If you're adding a lot more honey or you're adding a lot more sweetener, don't hurt the proponents of the elderberry. That's the main thing. And then, of course, if you're cooking honey out, you're hurting the proponents there too. So just be careful when you're making syrup out of anything.
Hey, Miss Lynn said, how would you know what flavor you would need to use or what flavor combination you would need to use to make the poopy diaper jelly bean?
I think we can drop the bean
actually, we talked about.
There it is. Stiver's got it. Thank y'all.
Who would have to be a taste tester for those? I don't think they could pay us enough money for that.
I know. I'm done. I've tried so long to eat good, healthy, yummy things, so I don't want to eat another Bean Boozled game ever.
The kids saw somebody else play it, so they begged and begged and begged and begged and
we actually watched, who did we watch play? More the Merrier.
More the Merrier. Yeah. And if y'all are not familiar with their channel,
phenomenal.
They are really, yes, they are great. They're called The More the Merrier. They have 5 children. They live out in California. And they just seem like a really sweet family. And our kids just immediately fell in love with them. And they played it. And the kids have been begging since to play that nasty game. But they cannot talk me into playing along with them.
Thank y'all for sharing the GoFundMe's for Freedom Homestead or for Jack and Tangy.
Yes. So if you're familiar with what a sinkhole looks like, that's the first thing that come to mind. A sweet family from Kentucky. They do YouTube. If you guys are not familiar with Freedom Homestead, I'm sure many of you probably already are familiar with them. But some major house issues. To me, it reminded me of what a sinkhole would look like, where part of the building just collapsed. Do what now?
They said no sinkhole.
No sinkhole. Okay.
I didn't talk to them today.
That's what it looks like, though, from the pictures. So if you can imagine what a sinkhole does to a building, that's what it looks like, or that's what it looked like when I looked at the pictures.
Just pray for them, support them if you can. They're great people.
Absolutely.
If you know them, they're very, very good people.
Yeah, and it's so sad that something like that happens to anybody's home.
I hope so, Granny Karen.
So we're just gonna right. The adjusters will file the plane. That has been the biggest thing, and why people have really just kind of jumped on board with helping is because initially the insurance were telling them they don't know if they're going to be able to help them, and that's awful in itself. So just be praying that insurance will work out for them.
Amy, the aloe, we have one aloe that's made. It looks like crap, but it's actually it is still living. It's just not growing.
It's greened up. It's greened up. It's going to take them a little while.
Hey, Miss Darlene.
It's going to take it a little while to kind of kick off and get
the other day, Donna. It happened the other day. They've been sharing it on Facebook. You can check them out on Facebook if you're not following them.
Yeah, they're called Freedom Homestead. They're a family from Kentucky. They have a boy and a girl that they have raised up. So something hard to deal with. I mean, you think about
these storms have been crazy though, and that's how it started with them too. It's just been crazy. It really has. We've not heard of any update on Needy Homesteader. Actually, we have a Needy Homesteaders in a collab that we're actually working with for May. So we should hear something a little bit.
That back to June.
Oh yeah, because of Freedom Homestead was it? Mm-hmm. So we should hear a little bit more about Needy Homestead and Freedom through the collab that we're doing with both of them. So it's going to be a fun collab. We'll talk about more as it comes up. So.
But I was going to say, a lot of times things like that don't really hit home to you if you're not in those shoes, if you're not in that situation.
I couldn't imagine.
So yeah, a lot of times we just try to remember, we're going about our lives, doing our little thing, and it's hard to be in that, so it just doesn't seem real. But when something like that happens to you and you experience that was their home, y'all. I mean, think about losing half of your house just like that. Somebody could have been hurt. So just,
Grammy Karen said her marigolds came up.
Yay!
So I'm glad to hear that some of our seeds came up that we have kind of passed around the world here. So that's very good, Grammy Karen.
Yep.
We what was I supposed to say about that? Our goal is really.
You're right, Drops. It could happen to any of us.
When we did the little class or school thing that we did the other day where we were teaching, our goal is to just really see people thrive in gardening and the way we do animals. So when we talk conventional to these folks that do everything conventional, here we are talking unconventional at this greenhouse. We're at a greenhouse sitting in the midst of fertilization and ammonia sitting over here, topsoil sitting over here, and we're in the middle of it. So here we are trying to tell people not to use this stuff or to use it sparingly. So it really blew people's mind, but it was really fun. So to teach a very unconventional way, it was really cool. So we really enjoyed that. And we're these young people, and they're thinking, we ain't listening to these kids. We've been doing this for a long time. We're going to keep on tilling our garden. So to then throw a spin and show pictures of it, I think it really made people happy.
Miss Kathy from North Star Prep Setter posted the link to their channel. Their names are Jack and Tangy.
There it is, right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's it's easy, like I was saying, it's easy for us to just go on about our day, and something not really hit home like that for us because we're not there living it and experiencing it. But when something like that happens to you, it's like your whole life stops, everything stops. And they had they've got a lot on their hands right now, so y'all just be aware of that. Marigolds are actually good for a lot of different things. And that's one of the reasons why I love them so much. And I am very diligent about keeping their seeds. And if you're not familiar with how to keep their seeds, when marigolds grow up, they have the little flowering petals on top. Y'all like my pictures I'm drawing? And then they have this drop down before it gets to the stem. Once your little flowering petals die, that little drop down, when it completely, totally dries up, take those petals off, and all of your seeds are in that little, it kind of looks like an upside down umbrella. Mm-hmm. It's shaped like this, and all of those seeds are contained in that. But you need to make sure that your flower is mature, dried up and dead and shriveled up. Collect them when it's not early in the morning when there's no dew, or don't try to collect them after it's rained. I just stick mine in a Ziploc bag or a little seed saving bag and make sure that there's no moisture in there. And then I just fold the top up and put them away. And you'll plant those marigolds and they'll come right back up. And then you've got free marigolds all over again.
Thank you, Padilla. Our goal is to just be honest and real. There's times, man, it's like yesterday, I did not want to go mess with pigs out in the forest. I didn't. But it just happens. We had to. I told Aiden, I said, there's nothing we can do. And you'll see why, because where we're at in the forest, it's like snake country. I mean, it's crazy. So here it is, dark, it's muddy, we have no power, and I have black pigs out. So you can't hardly see them. We got the little spotlights out trying to get them because it's getting dark. It's just a bad day, but it is what it is.
Sometimes that is real life, and you just have to realize this is the life that we chose, and sometimes things are not rainbows and butterflies. We've said that many times before. There have been people that have made very unfriendly comments on our YouTube channel before, and I've just had to explain to them that life is life. It's real life. We're not fake. We don't put fake stuff out. We show what happens when we have bad times, like when we lost sheep, when we lost baby piglets, when we lost half of our meat birds, literally 3 weeks back to back. That's real life. There's no sugarcoating that. It just is what it is. And sometimes we just have to roll with the punches and we do the best we can with what we have. And it's just real life. It is what it is.
The thing we're hated most for, or not hated for, but the things we always get criticism on is we're meat eaters. That is probably the biggest deal that we get hit on.
Yeah.
More than anything, it's meat eaters. They'll brag on the fact
fake news. That's right. You ain't getting fake news here, y'all.
Hey, the new pigs are doing great.
They are.
They really are.
It took them, I would say, within a day. Like, they really were like, okay, we don't want to touch that anymore.
Well, both sets of new pigs are doing good.
Yeah, they really are. We really cannot complain with them at all.
We actually, what's so crazy is the black new pigs, the American guinea hogs, I guess we can call it the adopted crew. They actually, they were the ones that got out yesterday. It was not their fault. It was just the fact that the net went down with the storm, but they sat right there. They didn't really kind of go far from that. We saw them about 10 foot from where they probably should have been. So then we knew they were out. But it was one of those things where they didn't really run to the house or go crazy and all that kind of stuff, and we got them right back in. It's perfect.
Even the chickens are meat eaters around here, Drops family says. Well, that's so true, because our Freedom Rangers try to eat each other.
Hey,
they're
always love
crazy. I have one in a cage because they've just about ate the back of his head off.
I always try to tell people it's amazing that our animals are the herbivores, which we become the carnivores. I know that sounds crazy, but when you think about it, just like our cows, they grow those big structures by eating healthy greens. We don't feed them trash. So to get a clean grass-fed diet, we're eating these beautiful carnivore animals that have lived off grass. So when you think about that, that's a crazy thing.
I'm just laughing at some of the
people
comments.
eating tasty animals. Yeah, we always get hit. And here's my favorite comment we got the other day. Y'all are gonna like this one. They said the comment was about our pigs are chickens, and they said, "I'm so glad that they got to die in peace." I'm thinking they didn't die in peace. I'm so glad they got to die in peace, and Bill Gates will make this better. That was what was said.
That wasn't my favorite one.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Are you really kidding me?
Somebody was like, why are you so upset over them drowning? You were just going to kill them to eat them anyway. That was the comment. And I was like, yeah, we do take care. We take very good care by animals. It doesn't matter what stage of life they're in. We do the best to take care of them as possible because ultimately they are going to take care of us.
Yeah, I thought that was funny though. Bill Gates knows what to do. And I was thinking, whew, boy.
Thank you so much, Elena. She said just donated to
hey, yeah, thanks so
Tangy
much.
and Jack. I know that they'll appreciate that very, very
Absolutely.
much. Thank you so much from us for doing that.
Absolutely.
There was another one that really got my, well, I won't say it got my feathers ruffled, but I'm just like,
Missy's like, no, she didn't say that.
No, well, this is my thing. We have been very open about who we are and why we raise our animals. We've told y'all a million times that we raise our animals with purpose. We do take care of them the best that we can because we've told y'all this before. They will in return take care of us. And I guess what made me so upset about that other one is because I'm like, don't you think if I knew that she was going to have the babies in the storm, I mean, I can't predict the future, but if I had known that she was going to deliver in the rain, that I would have went out there and got them and moved them. I mean, like, I didn't orchestrate this. That's just how it happened,
Great to see y'all too.
It was a huge loss for us. A huge loss because I could have sold every one of those pigs and made well over $1,000 off of them. That was a huge loss for us. But we didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, I shake it off a little bit easier than Misty does, Kelly. She gets
I'm just like, if you don't like it, there's like a million other channels out there. You don't have to like tell me,
Keith, I'm sorry, man,
that you don't like something, or you don't have to tell me. I mean, you don't have to tell me.
Anyway. I mean, I told me and Missy's talked about this. We become a meat farmer way more than we are a vegetable farmer. And what I mean by that is if I could find somebody to raise a garden for us, which is impossible, by the way, but I'm saying I enjoy raising the meat more than I like raising the lettuce that the meat is eating, so
you're right, Tim.
So I guess that's the important thing for us is we're going to raise meat and we're not going to change from that because we eat a lot more meat than we are eating vegetables.
Yeah, I actually had to tell somebody one time. I mean, we are who we are. It's, and it is what it is. What you see is what you see, and that's what you're going to get. We're not going to change. There are certain views and morals that we live by, and that's one
Idaho
thing.
user, what's up?
To where what you see off camera, what you see on camera is the same thing you're going to see off camera. That's what I'm
what's so funny though? What's so funny is ours is not a troll. It's actually a person who watches us religiously.
It's a few people.
Well, there's some trolls, but there's one person that loves to watch us, and I think they're one of the ones that always gives us the thumbs down.
Yeah, we always have one person that always hits that thumbs down.
But I'm like, she must love us so much to hate us so much because like she watches us religiously, and then she'll comment, and I'm like, if we make your day so bad, why do you watch us?
And you're right.
Like, I guess they find anger in us.
If you don't like what's on the channel, don't watch it. I mean, it's kind of simple.
I'm always nice. I'm always like, thank you for watching. Thanks. She's like, no, I'm not saying that.
You're such a liar. Do that one more time.
I'm gonna tell her.
No, I don't. But I am a little bit more open with my Colby will always say, thanks for watching. But I have said before, if you don't like our channel, find another one.
I'm like, she's giving to us. Don't worry about it. Thank you for watching. Keep on watching. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think men are more thick-skinned though than women are naturally. Just
yeah, I might say something to the phone, but I won't actually say it to her because I'm like, keep watching. That's okay. Oh gosh.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Hey, I have to say, look, Okay.
Colby, what's in that coffee cup?
So I love coffee. So we have a new coffee place in town. And we don't drink. When I say this, I don't drink frou coffee too much. I could be a coffee snob, but I like just good coffee. So I've been trying to get Misty to drink coffee.
Without hamburgers, there wouldn't even be no place for lettuce or
tomatoes. That's a good comment.
That's hilarious.
So we went to this frou coffee place today. I was like, I'm gonna get everything that I could think that Misty would like that's sweet and doesn't taste like coffee. So we went and got all these coffees.
And, he brought 4 back to the car.
So all of these have like
Cool Whip, know that he was
caramel and chocolate on it. It's like all these frou coffee. So I told myself, like, we're gonna see if you can like one because she always acts like she's grabbed out. This was today too, by the way. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get you one, and that way you can enjoy it and see if you like it.
Had too much coffee.
So I told the lady that was checking us out. I said, okay, tell me the best coffee that somebody who hates coffee would like. So she gives me all these coffees. And so Misty's like trying them in the car, and of course, she hates the frou coffee anyway. But the kids are like sucking them down because they're more sweet than they are coffee. And so she was joking. She said, when the live gets over, you're gonna be ready to go to sleep because you can drink coffee like crazy, and they're gonna be wired. So Jennings was like sucking this little cup of I don't know, caramel something.
I have no idea.
And son, he was taking it down. So he'll probably be up all night. He's probably bouncing off the walls in that room behind us. So.
And you are so right, Misunderstood. We have so many viewers that build us up and encourage us. Like when we went through 3 horrible weeks on the farm, and I was just to the point where I was like,
we have life. I'm so sorry.
This is just like, I'm ready to just be like, whatever, I'm staying inside. We had 3 terrible weeks, but we had so many people that reached out to us and encouraged us and built us up and was so good and kind to us. And even on our good videos or bad videos, we have so many people
that might be
that have been so good to us, and we appreciate that so much. But you did get one of those little meanies every now and then that want to try to make you they kind of want to make you lose your religion a little bit. So anyway, I don't typically let it bother me too much, but sometimes I will be like, hey, go click on some other channels. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
I don't like dark roast as much as I like a light roast or a breakfast roast, but I tend to like it very strong. So I like a lighter roast, but very strong. Thank you, Miss Lucinda.
He could drink coffee all day too. And I think it's absolutely disgusting.
I can drink coffee all day and then fall asleep too. I can drink coffee and fall asleep. I fell asleep tons of times in this living room with coffee right beside me because it doesn't really affect me.
I'm trying to keep up, Tim. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. They're coming through though. And I can't talk and read at the same time. Go ahead and make fun of me. I can't.
Yes, I have to kind of block the comments out because if Misty starts reading the comments while she's talking,
then my sentences will never get completed.
Or they might make no sense. She'd have something stronger than coffee, it seems like. Gemini, how are y'all? Jackie, how are you doing? Sorry if we missed some of y'all coming in. Hey, Kim. Yeah, so I like a strong coffee, but I tend to not like dark like French roast. And I'm not a French roast taster. And I've gotten to where now I'm a snob on my milk. I don't like drinking just like somebody's store-bought milk or anything. So I like our milk.
When we go to other functions, he takes a mason jar of milk with him.
So when we go places, like Misty said, sometimes I'll take my coffee too, but I'll take this big half-gallon of milk with me just because of the coffee. Well, it's so funny though. She didn't tell you what else we got at the Foo Coffee Bar. We got all this sweet stuff to go along with the coffee because I was trying to impress her with the fact of eating sweets with coffee would be good. She skipped the coffee to take the sweets.
So I'll leave the coffee to you.
Yeah.
It was not good. I said, who wants to drink this stuff? This is disgusting.
I think I have like one kid that likes coffee. All the rest, Aiden wanted to try cold coffee too. He drank about half of it and couldn't get the rest down. So
I just can't do it. Nasty squirrel. I just don't. I have a very sweet palate, so if anything is bitter, I'm done. I don't like it. I don't like bitter.
Yeah, Misty doesn't like too much. I've actually, since we've been married, though, her palate's gotten better, such as just normal foods. You were never a big foodie.
I would say I was a very picky eater when we first got married. Like I didn't like ranch. I wouldn't eat pineapple. Several things, but I have extended, but I still can't do coffee. I've tried.
All right, I'm gonna tell you the coffee you need to try. Since we're still on coffee, this is
Colby's favorite.
I've gotten to where I started drinking the bean company. It's an organic roast, the bean company, and I get mine off Amazon. But I buy these big monster bags of like gross size, and I've been drinking the organic bean, vanilla bean. So it's actually a vanilla bean that's roasted versus it's got vanilla flavor because it's organic. I've really enjoyed that. It's not really heavy vanilla flavored though. I really enjoy it.
It smells good. I'll give him that.
I know, but she's like, it smells good.
Look,
I'm not drinking
that was a long time ago. Pineapple is probably like my favorite fruit now.
Sure enough.
I love to cut up a fresh pineapple. But I didn't like it years ago. But I did.
Kayla said, Cole used to drink coffee and sleep, but no more the older you get. Man, I think I go so much during the day. We just run that I could drink coffee and then pass out. But we're not soda people either. So we drink water, milk.
Pineapple kombucha. Miss Kathy, that is our favorite. That's pretty much, I don't even think we use anything else anymore.
We don't.
Just pineapple juice. It's our favorite.
Hey, Deb. Do you know you can grind okra seeds into decaf coffee? That's crazy, Dana. I've heard a lot of people doing coffee blends like that and using more things that's natural on the farm. So that's pretty cool. Black Rifle Coffee, Robert, I actually like Black Rifle Coffee and what they stand for, so I'm with you on that.
Granny Karen, pineapple kombucha is by far, hands down. We've been drinking kombucha for like a year and a half now, like a daily thing. And pineapple is by far, hands down, our favorite. It carbonates the best to me over any other fruit to me. And maybe that's just a hot, humid thing down here because it's so warm. I don't know. But I get the best carbonation using pineapple kombucha. Using pineapple in my kombucha.
The carbonation I like on the second ferment of pineapple is phenomenal. Tim, she may want to trade me in on the newer model. I'm the same way, Miss Lucinda. I grew up with my grandmother making coffee, and we were drinking it when we were kids. So it was just like a normal thing. Hey, we are almost out of time.
Coffee any time of the day or night.
Absolutely. I can't too. It doesn't bother me a bit. We need to find out that sponsor because Robert, we're probably too small for their sponsorship.
Probably so.
But Black Rifle Coffee does sponsor a lot. They always have them in the bank.
Midgets on the scale.
I watch a lot of people who have Black Rifle Coffee sitting on their counter, and we're not to their levels yet.
Not even close.
Hank or the Stivers might be, but not us here. Thank you, though. Are y'all going to any meetups this year? Ours depends on our cattle and our Jersey milk, and see if we can find a milker. That's
a daily, can't be skilled, and not everybody can do it kind of thing.
Yep. So we were actually late getting on tonight because I was moving a cow. And when you own jerseys, you are married to your farm. Please know that. If you're thinking about getting dairy cows, you're married to your farm. Make sure you love farming.
Not in a bad way.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
Or you need to have somebody in your community that is familiar with milking, maybe. That would make your life a little less
Sarah, hey, I know we're fixing to get off here, but Sarah, we have a old yogurt video, and we do it. Two. We did it old-fashioned on the stove, and then we've done it in the. Did we do one in the actual?
I can't remember which ones it were. I think I did the one where I added the beef gelatin into it, but it's been so long ago, I really can't remember.
We have 2 yogurt videos. We actually do. We use beef gelatin, but we're now using the Excalibur more than we're doing the Instapot or the on top of the stove going into the oven. We've made it just about every way, and to me, the Excalibur does better. What do you say?
But the key to me to making homemade yogurt is the beef gelatin.
The organic beef gelatin.
That gives you the
But the purpose is, are you eating the yogurt or are you mixing smoothies? If you're making like smoothies out of it to get the benefits of the yogurt, just don't worry about the. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about the gelatin.
Because here's the thing: when you're making the yogurt, I usually bring mine up to a warm to touch.
Thanks, Big Dave.
I'd have to go back and look at the exact temperature. I think it's 120 degrees. Somebody that makes homemade yogurt in here, if y'all can back me on that, I cannot remember the exact. I think it's.
Go back and watch the video.
I think it might be 120 degrees. So anyway, I bring it up to temperature, push it off, let it cool down just a little bit because I don't want it to get too hot. If it gets too hot and you put your cultures
I agree, Sarah.
it will kill your cultures. So when it cools down a little bit down to room temperature, you're not pasteurizing it to where you're killing all of the bacteria, but you're bringing it up a little bit, mixing your cultures in with it. Then I pour mine over into a clean mason jar. And then you can pop it in. I have a dehydrator and it has a yogurt setting. You can wrap it up in towels and put it in your oven and leave the light on. Some people have Instapots that make great yogurt.
We've done it just about every way.
Yes, I've done it all the ways. And then you can pull it out and strain the weight off, and it gives you a glob of cultured milk. It gives you a glob of yogurt. However, it still can be a little soupy. So I went and done some research on how to make it more wiggly, like what you would compare to the store. So I had somebody say, hey, I've used beef gelatin in mine. I really like the way the consistency is. So I thought, well, I'm going to try that because I think that's what my kids were lacking in wanting to eat the yogurt, was the consistency of it. So I added some beef gelatin in there and I just got a whisk, and I did this when it was hot, when it was on the eye. I would go ahead and mix it and whisk it in to the milk while the milk was still real warm. And then I would push it back, let it cool off, add my cultures, and pop it in my dehydrator. I found that to be the best, easiest, most likable way for our family. Then strain the whey off and pop it in the refrigerator, and my kids like it the best.
We do have Padilla. We have several videos on soap, on baby booty cream.
It's called diaper rash.
Diaper rash ointment, soap scrubs, soaps, all kinds of stuff. Sunscreen,
lip balm.
We're supposed to go. I know we're supposed to go. Two things though, Amelia, and I think someone else.
Kenny just said she made my loaf of bread and it was great. Yay!
Ice Age Farmer.
I actually have two on the oven.
And Adapt 2030. We watched those on the Oregon bills and also the GMO spores. Those are crazy. And so if you don't realize how farming is looked upon, and the food system is looked upon as being sustainable, and how they're taking it away, it is scary. So really go watch some of the Ice Age Farmer, Adapt 2030. It's not propaganda, it's truth. And if we don't realize how important it is to grow our own food, it's even more important now than it's ever been. So guys, thank you so much for coming on. I'm sorry we went 2 minutes over. I hope we did not waste 2 minutes of your day by being on here.
Yeah, Delightful Cottage. I use cheese
salt. She can't get it off. She can't get it off.
I use a thick grated cheese salt. I just wanted to say that.
We can never get off. When we start doing that.
It's called diaper rash.
No, it's baby booty cream. That's what all our kids call it. Thank you guys for coming on. God bless you.
Happy homesteading, y'all. Happy homesteading, y'all.
Night, guys.